last thing I want to say and cover is the Antifa arrest that happened. So this is something we've been talking on this program multiple times, that the Trump DOJ and Trump himself, they need to go after the FBI. They need to go after the actual violent terrorists who are wreaking havoc in American society, attacking conservatives, attacking federal agents. And finally, we have some good news. It's been a long time in the making, but we finally have some news. So we have Benjamin Song, which is the quintessential Boba lib, by the way. It's just a very left-hard communist Boba lib. But Benjamin Song, who shot and wounded a police officer during a July 4th protest at the Prairie Land Detention Center in Alvarado, Texas, was sentenced to 100 years in prison today. He was convicted of attempted murder back in March after prosecutors proved he opened fire on the officer during the clash. 7 other protesters tied to the same Antifa group received sentences ranging from 30 to 70 years. The judge came down hard on the entire crew, and for once, we have a major victory against this terrorist organization. We have a short news clip that highlights what they look like right here.
In Fort Worth so far, only 3 have learned their fates. Benjamin Song was sentenced to 100 years in prison. Cameron Arnold and Zachary Evans were both sentenced to 50 years. It comes more than 3 months after a federal jury found the group guilty following a 12-day trial stemming from an incident last July 4th.
They look exactly like you
outside the detention center in Alvarado. 8 defendants were convicted of charges including rioting, providing material support to terrorists, and explosives-related offenses. Benjamin Song was also convicted of attempted murder in the shooting of an Alvarado police lieutenant. The others face possible sentences ranging from 10 years to life in prison.
Good. Finally, we have something. It's been way too long. And so this is an absolute victory for the right wing, because we cannot allow anarchy and terrorism on our streets. This is unacceptable. And so right here, we have the official release from the DOJ. Leader of Antifa cell members in North Texas sentenced to 100 years in prison for terrorist attack on ICE facility. 7 additional defendants also sentenced before 1-year anniversary of attack to a combined 450 years in prison. So here's who was arrested. Marcela Rueda, 70 years. Cameron Arnold, 50 years. Savannah Batten, 50 years. Zachary Evans, 50 years. Bradford Morris, 50 years. Elizabeth Soto, 50 years. And Daniel Rolando Sanchez Estrada, 30 years. And also Benjamin Hanil Song, 100 years. Good. The sentences handed down today make clear that Antifa terrorists who attack law enforcement and federal facilities will face swift and uncompromising justice. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said, "Their violent extremism has no place in our country, and the Department of Justice will continue to aggressively investigate, disrupt, and prosecute those who threaten law enforcement officers or undermine the rule of law." Today's sentencing show the FBI remains committed to identifying, locating, and dismantling Antifa and its funding networks across the country, said FBI Director Kash Patel. Acts of violence against our law enforcement partners will not be tolerated, and we continue our work to protect communities across the country from domestic terrorism. Good. Praise God for this. This is actual justice. This is actual justice. Now, this took way too long. Well, why did it take over a year? It was clear that they attacked law enforcement. Benjamin Song, the leader of these goons, he tried to kill a police officer. Like, why does it take nearly a year to throw these people into prison? Now, good. Like, this is good. And people say, oh, it's too harsh. No, I actually don't think it was even harsh enough. I think each one of them should get, at the very least, life in prison. But this is just needed. This is a long time coming, because you need to send a message to the leftist radicals in this country who constantly have gotten away with their terrorism and their violence and their extremism for far too long. And just say no. That's all we have to do. With the liberal women who wreak havoc, with the BLM protesters and the Carmelo Anthony supporters, the watermelon felons, with these leftist Antifa anarchists and terrorists, these violent extremists, all you have to do is no. And all the government has to do is say, no, we're not going to tolerate this anymore, to send a message so that these people stop their antics. That's all we have to do. It's that simple. It's a trickle-down effect. If you continuously be soft on crime and lenient against violent terrorists, they will continue to commit acts of arson and terrorism and murder and violence because they know they can get away with it. But the moment you say, no, actually, we're going to throw you in prison for 100 years for trying to destroy an ICE facility and kill ICE agents and police officers, they're gonna think twice. They're going to think twice about wreaking havoc on the streets. You saw with Hassan Piker too, right? Remember Hassan Piker? It was just the Department of Treasury just subpoenaing him, just giving him a subpoena. He's like trembling. I don't know why they're coming after me. That's all you have to do. Enforce the law, enforce the rule of law. Say, no, we're not going to tolerate traitors, violent extremists, calling for violence and committing violence. Yeah, we're not going to tolerate that. And that's good. Now, is this enough? No, we need to do more. This is only 8 people. We see footage week after week after week after week of violent terrorists constantly attacking, firebombing, committing acts of arson, shooting, assaulting ICE officers, federal agencies, ICE detention centers. And these are just like regular patriots on the front lines trying to enforce like immigration law, like basic immigration law, that if you're here illegally, you shouldn't be here and you should be deported. That's all they're doing. Especially they're targeting, especially the child predators and the violent criminals and the drug traffickers. But of course, the left whines and they moan and they cry for the violent criminals and the child rapists. And then they want to kill the ICE agents. It's so backwards. You cannot convince me that they have a proper head on their shoulders. They don't know how to think about these issues well. All they care about is destroying civilized society and civilization. So what does the Trump DOJ and the FBI have to do more? They have to go harder. Like literally go harder in the paint and lock up more criminals. But this is a W. Thank you so much to Top Blanche and Kash Patel for actually doing something. But we need to speed it up. There's a limited time frame in order to crush these leftist terrorist networks. Like we have to destroy Antifa. And as much as the left tries to gaslight us, Antifa doesn't exist. Well, Antifa members go out and attack ICE officers. Yeah, well, we have to do it now. Like we have to do it within the next 2 years. We have a very limited time frame. And even today, the Supreme Court ruled that the federal government can now suspend temporary visas and deport like the refugees from Haiti and Africa, which is great. Get them out. They don't belong here. America's for Americans first and foremost. And while we have a foreign invasion on our soil, we have to get the people out. That's not hateful. It is just literally preserving your country for your family and for your posterity. Nothing wrong with that. And that's what the Constitution exists for, to secure the blessings of liberty for the descendants of Americans. And if you want to become an American, it's a slow process, but you must assimilate. Nothing hateful about that. I'll say that over and over again. If you want to call me hateful, so be it. Whatever. I'm so tired of the name calling. No one cares anymore. We're all tired of it. We're all moving on. We want a country again. We want civilization again. So if you are an impediment to our efforts to reclaim civilization, then yes, you are our enemy. And I have no qualms about calling you my enemy because I just want healthy society. I just want healthy families, an orderly society again. Is that so much to ask for? Really? Oh, you're a right-wing extremist. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. So good on the Trump DOJ. More of this. But the 8 arrests is not enough. But last thing I'll say about this, don't be a Boba lib. Don't be like Benjamin Hanno Song, who throws his life away. For what? Defending child rapists and drug traffickers, really? That's what you want to throw your life away for? Come on, man. Stop trying to drag all the rest of us Asians down with you. You are not representative of us. We denounce you. We disavow Benjamin Song. He is not one of us. We don't like him as Koreans.